Coming up next, strong reactions from Ukrainian and Russian here in central Pennsylvania on the eve of the war anniversary.
It has dragged on too long. It dragged on too long a year ago. It dragged on too long 2 years ago.
Plus, Pennsylvania faces a serious nursing shortage. Are there solutions?
And a new opportunity for Taylor Swift fans, a college class that's all about her. The Center County Report starts now. Good afternoon, I'm Eric Morris.
And I'm Reagan Phillips. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report. Our top story, tomorrow marks the 2-year anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The U.S. and its European allies have sent billions of dollars in aid to Ukraine, but a new $60 billion package is stalled in Congress. Ukraine's president says that it opens the door for Russia to make advances in the battlefield. The war's effect continue to be felt even half a world away here in Pennsylvania. There are strong reactions from Ukrainians and Russians living here in Pennsylvania as they worry about friends and family back home. Alexis Velatris talks with them this week.
This weekend marks the second anniversary of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. It's been a long and costly war that weighs heavily on Ukrainian students at Penn State.
It has dragged on too long. It dragged on too long a year ago. It dragged on too long 2 years ago.
And some question the ongoing financial commitment from the U.S. to Ukraine.
I understand that Ukraine needs the money in order to ensure Ukraine's security and make sure that Russia does not move on to the next target, whoever that may be. But I also understand that even in the year before, that being 22 until 23, the United States sent more money to Ukraine than it did to 40 of its 50 states.
The recent death of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny sparked new international anger at Russia and Vladimir Putin. And this week, European Union countries agreed on a new package of sanctions against Russia. The U.S. promised the same. Navalny's cause of death remains a mystery. One Russian Penn State student who asked us not to identify him over safety concerns told us he wasn't surprised about Navalny's death.
When he turned up dead, everyone kind of knew that Putin killed him. He was tortured for 300 plus days, sent to solitary confinement.
Navalny was a key Putin opponent who pushed for less corruption and more freedom for Russians.
With him, the Kremlin murdered not only a person, but they murdered the idea.
With the 2-year war anniversary here, Ukraine's president says his country desperately needs more help to win the war. A $60 billion U.S. aid package is stalled over political differences. I'm Alexis Velatris for the Center County Report.
The Ukrainian Society is planning a rally tomorrow in State College to mark the war anniversary. That's at 2 p.m. at the Allen Street gates.
Pennsylvania is facing a serious shortage of nurses, and new research shows that the problem may get worse in the years to come. Tyler Gallagher reports.
New research predicts Pennsylvania may face a shortage of more than 20,000 nurses in 2 years, the worst in the nation. And that's putting far more pressure on people like Penn State nursing student Christina Angelo.
Burnout is real. I get tired just doing like 12-hour shifts, and I'm 21 years old, so I could only imagine what it's like when you're older doing that for the rest of your life.
Nurses are dealing with higher caseloads, and it's getting worse. Last year, lawmakers in the State House passed the Patient Safety Act, aimed at setting better nurse-to-patient ratios. But unless the bill gets full legislative approval, nurses face tough workloads.
The Med-Surg unit, which is just like your normal, typical adult unit, the nurses had a lot of patients. It was like a 1-to-9 ratio, which was a lot. That floor was pretty hectic.
The Patient Safety Act proposes a ratio of 1 nurse for a maximum of 4 patients. Research from the University of Pennsylvania shows nurses with fewer patients have better outcomes and lower death rates. But 96% of PA hospitals staff nurses over the 1-to-4 ratio, with some up to even 11 patients per nurse. Overworked staffers are also leaving or retiring. Others, like Kim Paul, turn to jobs like travel nursing, which gives her more flexibility.
Being overworked, being understaffed, not getting any recognition, you're just kind of trying to get through the day, you get very, very burnt out.
Healthcare companies are still focused on recruiting new nurses out of college to help with the shortage, and most nursing students are still passionate about joining the workforce.
I love nursing. I'm really excited. I do get a little bit nervous just because going from a student to a registered nurse is a very big change.
In State College, I'm Tyler Gallagher for the Center County Report.
It's unclear if or when state lawmakers will again consider the Patient Safety Act.
Geisinger Health is planning on opening a new primary care healthcare facility in Bellefonte. The new building will cost $15.5 million. The center will be available for primary care walk-ins, lab services, ultrasound, dermatology, and x-rays. Geisinger says it's expected to open later this year.
Conservative Christian school Hillsdale College is looking to expand its network of charter schools to the State College area. The tuition-free school would be named the Nittany Mountain Classical Academy. The school would use the Hillsdale curriculum, which has faced controversy in the past for what critics say is a politically motivated curriculum. However, the schools under the charter are not owned or managed by Hillsdale College. Applications for enrollment are due in July. And the State College Area School Board has approved a project at Ferguson Township Elementary School. $188,000 will be used to repair the roof and entryway. According to a news release, a section of the roof is out of warranty and due for replacement.
Flight changes are coming again to the State College Regional Airport. United Airlines has announced it will resume direct flights to Washington, D.C.'s Dulles Airport starting June 27th. When that happens, flights to and from Newark will end. United had dropped the D.C. flights 2 years ago.
When I would take a direct flight to D.C. back when I was a freshman, I'd get home within like an hour or two, whereas now it's like a 4 to 5 hour day just to get to D.C. from Pennsylvania, and it just seems kind of absurd. So having the commute be direct is going to cut down a lot of travel time and just be a much greater convenience for me and my parents, so I'm really excited about it.
The new flight's rescheduled for twice per day.
From planes to cars, one major road construction project is continuing in State College this year, while another is just now in the planning stages. Reporter Marie Moyer is live in downtown State College with more.
Thanks, Eric. That's right. We're here in Calder Way, and it feels like wherever you turn in State College, there's always road work. It's frustrating for drivers, walkers, and even bikers, and unfortunately, it seems like it's not going away anytime soon.
Whether you're walking to class or commuting to work, it may feel like road construction in State College is never ending. Just ask Fernando Quezada.
And I live right now in West Campus, and the commute has always been awful on this road.
He's talking about Atherton Street, but the work zone isn't just there. Downtown, the borough is in Phase 1 of the Calder Way project that'll last through the end of the year. Crews are replacing utility lines and moving them between McAllister and South Fraser streets. The goal is a more pedestrian-friendly street with public art, wider sidewalks, and retractable ballards for traffic control.
In rain or shine, the construction in Calder Way is in full swing. The construction for South Atherton is set to begin in 2029.
The current phase of that multi-year project is expected to end later this year. But next up is a focus on South Atherton Street between Westerly and University Drive. Along with drainage and other work, PennDOT plans to consider a road diet study, which could turn the 4-lane road into 3.
This study will help identify, analyze potential delays that could result from taking it from 2 lanes each direction to 1 lane. So that's information that we'll have.
Work isn't expected to start on that phase till 2029.
PennDOT announced last night it'll restart work on Atherton Street. Crews will be working at the Westerly Parkway intersection starting next week, and it will run through March 8th. Live in State College, I'm Marie Moyer. Back to you guys at the studio.
Thanks, Marie. Coming up, the weekend forecast. Is colder weather on the way?
Plus, a unique story about a Centre County family that benefited from Penn State's thon. Also ahead, a big new tour is coming to the Bryce Jordan Center. Find out who. Another nationally known performer is coming to the Bryce Jordan Center. Country and rap artist Jelly Roll will be at the BJC this fall as a part of his The Beautifully Broken tour. The concert will take place on October 1st. Tickets officially go on sale next Friday with a student ticket presale beginning on Thursday.
And Taylor Swift fans, listen up. A Penn State performer at the Berks campus is launching a new college class that's perfect for Swifties. Jade Bramwell has the details.
Reading, Pennsylvania, nicknamed the Pretzel City for its pretzel bakeries, is known much more these days for pop superstar Taylor Swift. She grew up in West Reading. This is her as a child at her family's farm. People there remember her well. Swift's impact in PA and now across the world is unmatched. From bars hosting Swift-themed nights and boutiques creating NFL Swift merchandise. Now, a college teacher at Penn State Berks campus is taking the Taylor Swift hype and using it to build a college academic course. It's called Taylor Swift, Gender, and Communication, and it dives into topics from her impact on music to her dating life and politics. Professor Michelle Ramsey wants the class to learn about the work it takes to become a celebrity while still being human.
Told us about our national identity, who we're supposed to not like, who we're supposed to like, who we're supposed to root for, who's the good guy and the bad guy. All of that stuff comes out in our pop culture.
This class is sure to be popular and limited, only 100 students per semester. Swifties across Penn State's campuses are excited about it. Catherine Tague is one of them.
I went to, which was the best weekend of my life. There's a line in 'Tis the Damn Season. It's called and it always leads to you in my hometown. And the whole stadium, every time she sang that, screamed that lyric. And I think Pennsylvania and Philadelphia, particularly because she was from the Reading area, really takes pride in the fact that Taylor Swift grew up here.
This class isn't just for Swifties. Some students look to bridge the gap between her artistry and women's studies, and maybe even make a friendship bracelet along the way.
But also take it from the intersection of culture and society and race and other social issues that she's definitely spoken on. I think there's so many aspects to Taylor Swift, so I'm really excited to see kind of which side the course delves into.
From her sold-out show at Penn State in 2009 to a new class at Penn State Berks, Pennsylvania loves Taylor Swift. In State College, I'm Jade Bramwell for the Center County Report.
To learn more about the course and ways non-Berks students can take it, you can email Michelle Ramsey at emr10@psu.edu.
We had a bit of a chilly and cloudy start this morning, but if you take a look now on our camera here at Beaver Stadium, Mount Nittany in the distance as well, you can see plenty of peaks of blue sky out there, and the temperature has rebounded quite nicely as well. Just in the last hour, we're up over the 40-degree mark, and those temperatures will continue climbing over the next few hours. You'll see we'll have a high temperature of 53 degrees today, but that weather whiplash will continue over the next few days. Tomorrow, our high only gets up to 36 degrees. So we're taking the big drop on that temperature roller coaster ride this evening. Temperatures out there right now are generally in the lower 40s for most of us. Some of the warmer spots were already up into the 50s in the Steel City at this hour. And like I said, those temperatures will continue to climb, and that's definitely above average for this time of year. You see the normal high for today in State College is only about 39 degrees, and the normal low is 23. So it's warmer than we should be, and the clouds are clearing out as well. This is the heavier band of clouds that we had in place this morning, maybe when you woke up or you were walking to your first class, but then those clouds are beginning to clear out, and we'll see some peaks of sunshine. This sky, though, is waiting up to our north, this cold front with some frigid air back behind it, and that will be dropping south into our region later on this evening. Let's time it out on the Futurecast. You can see we climb up into the mid-50s today, and the sun will come out this afternoon. A pretty great afternoon, all things considered. But if you're headed out this evening, you may want to bring a rain jacket with you. As this cold front passes through, it brings with it the chance for some scattered showers. Nothing widespread, but it could rain here or there, and quickly after that, temperatures will drop. You'll see into the 20s and then into the teens as well. This afternoon, a great afternoon as those clouds clear out. A high of 53 degrees this evening. We cool things down into the 20s and even the teens in some locations with that shower possible. And then tomorrow, we're climbing up into only the mid-30s with partly cloudy skies, but just a little bit chilly out there. You'll see temperatures will rebound quite nicely over the next few days, though. Tomorrow, the only day with below average temperatures, and then our temperatures will begin to climb up once again into the 50s for the beginning of next week. Can we take a look at the rest of the 7-day forecast here? Notice temperatures climbing into the 50s, and we have a chance of some rain Tuesday into Wednesday. Overall, not a bad forecast for the end of February, all things considered.
Yeah, Tyler, you know what? I think I'm ready for spring.
Me as well, Eric. Now to Justin with sports.
Coming up in sports, can Penn State basketball build off a huge upset win at Rec Hall? And a Penn State alum and professional cheerleader's journey across the world for two very good causes. We talk with her in sports. I'm Justin Chevalella with sports. Penn State basketball returns to the court tomorrow after the Lions' huge return to rec upset win. Back in the building that was home from 1929 to 1996, and without leading scorer Kanye Clary, who was dismissed from the team, the Nittany Lions rallied from 14 points down to win 90-89 on Wednesday. A last-second shot from Illinois failed, and fans rushed the court for the second time this season. Tomorrow, it's back to the BJC against Indiana. The Lady Lions will look to snap a losing streak when they travel to Purdue next week after their return to rec didn't end in their favor. Injury-riddled Penn State fell behind early to number 2 Ohio State inside their old home last night and couldn't overcome the deficit. The Buckeyes won 82-69. With its NCAA tournament chances fading and a 6-game losing streak, Penn State plays Purdue on Wednesday. Now across campus, it's a big weekend at Pagula Ice Arena for Penn State hockey. The men's team will play their final home series of the season tonight and tomorrow against number 6 Wisconsin. Game 1 is tonight at 7, and the women's team is playing in the College Hockey America Tournament in a best-of-3 series beginning this afternoon. Now, Penn State field hockey star Sophia Gladio will join the women's national team for Olympic training. She and 3 other college field hockey players will join the team in June, shortly before the Paris Olympics. The senior is a 4-time All-American, Big Ten Player of the Year, and is the reigning Penn State Female Athlete of the Year. A former Penn State athlete is using her talents to give back, both at the university and also on the other side of the world. Sam Kirk has the story.
Penn State alum Danny Sikelski has a job she loves, cheerleader for the NFL's Tennessee Titans. But a passion for dance and community outreach recently led her on a whirlwind journey halfway around the world, to Korea and then back to Pennsylvania. She was selected to join an NFL Goodwill tour trip to Korea, where she and other teams' cheerleaders showcased their talent and shared their love for football with members of the military.
When you are applying, you have absolutely no idea where you will be going if you get selected to go. So basically, the email popped up on my computer, and it was like, you're going to South Korea.
Sikelski left a lasting impression on the troops overseas. But the journey didn't end there. Just 2 days after returning from Asia, she was set to participate in Penn State's Thon with her sister Taylor. The two raised more than $50,000 for the effort to help kids with cancer.
And then we looked into it and realized that you could dance as an alumni. So pretty much instantly, like while I was still dancing on the floor and she was in the stands, like she texted and was like, we should really make this a reality. Like, would you do it again? And I feel like when you're surrounded by what's happening at Thon, like my instinct was so quickly to say yes.
For Sikelski, the opportunity to use her talents to support such worthy causes was both humbling and energizing.
I don't know. Cheerleading became my liaison to like helping kids. So I had a bunch of kids reach out to me just about how I had gotten to where I had gotten to, and you know what kind of work it entailed, and what kind of mental work it entailed, and just how I handled all of that. And that was like being able to reach out to kids and see that I was having an impact really was the first time that I realized that I loved helping people.
She wants to keep inspiring others with her talent and dedication.
And I felt like I did something for someone else and not myself. And that's always just been something really, really important and really big for me.
In State College, I'm Sam Kirk for the Center County Report.
Now that Thon is over, Sikelski will start preparing for another season with the Titans. And now to the virtual world. A teaser trailer for EA Sports College Football 25 is out, featuring Penn State's Nittany Lion mascot. This is the first NCAA video game release after a 10-year wait for college football fans. Penn State has been providing reference assets like the Nittany Lion mascot to EA Sports for the game. A statement from Penn State's Director of Licensing and Visual Identity says fans will be very excited with what's to come this summer when EA Sports College Football returns. Well, that's all for sports. Now back to Eric and Reagan.
Gosh, Justin, I am so excited for that game.
Me too.
I'm also excited to see how it plays out. Thanks, Justin. Coming up next, Thon weekend is over, but the impact is long-lasting for a State College family. You'll meet them after the break. It was just 5 days ago that Penn State's Thon announced a record-breaking fundraising total of $16.9 million, money that'll support child cancer patients and their families. One of those is the family of Keon Abrams. They shared their unique story with Savannah Wood.
I called my husband in March and I said, can I take a kid home? And he said yes. He said, I can't wait to meet him. And I said, okay, he's 10, his name's Keon.
When Keon was in 5th grade, he met his future mom. They worked together at his school for special education evaluation.
He would come down and there would be some like peer conflicts, some that he made up, and so just so that he could come talk to me. And he would try to come down like every day.
After requesting medical records, they discovered Keon battled cancer at 3.5 years old. But the backflips on the playground didn't back up that fact. Their bond was undeniable, so much so that after being in foster care since he was 5, he found a permanent home in State College.
It just all of these things just lined up in a way that it's nothing short of like, it has to be meant to be. Has to be.
10 years ago was Keon's mom's last time at Thon. Redefine the Possibilities was the theme that year, and she feels Thon shows exactly that after a senior took her spot dancing her freshman year.
I've realized over, the past 2 years that maybe that just wasn't the way I was meant to participate in Thon. Like maybe it was just supposed to be something different, in a different way, that we can be a Four Diamonds family instead of a dancer. I'm 28 and don't know how to parent a 12-year-old really, but we are covered. We have community, we have Thon, we have ZBT, and that makes it all the easier.
In University Park, I'm Savannah Wood for the Center County Report.
It's so special to hear how Thon can impact these people in our community.
It is. What an amazing story.
That's all for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us next Friday for our next local news update.
But you can follow us anytime for breaking news on our Center County Report X. And you can see our stories on our Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. Have a good afternoon.